Ladies and gents, Six Figs here from YouTube. I've got my Definity Vibes Moto Co. shirt on, baby. You guys gotta get one. They're only charging for shipping, but we are here because we want to talk about Definity Internet Computer, the news, the charts, the ecosystem, what's going on. Folks, let's get into this. So welcome back to the channel, everyone. Like I said, we're talking internet computer news, baby. Hit me up on Twitter at Real6Fig. This is where I get real buck wild. And a lot of people have asked me about this name as well, and they think it has something to do with my personal wealth or something like that. I originally started off as 6Fig Stock Trader, and this was named, I picked this name after my grandpa, who was a stock trader. And when he made a trade, it was for 6 figures, no less, each way. So with that said, he was a great admiration of mine. He still is. And I chose to name my channel after him. But let's get into the juice. Plethora. This excites me. I like to see it when prominent members of the DApp community, things like that, kind of get together and collaborate. So we're seeing Plethora and Poked Bots kind of come into some sort of collaboration. And we'll be able to see the Poked Bot running next to this Plethora avatar. Awesome, you guys are killing it. I love to see this type of stuff. Solana, boom, baby. Solana has announced last week or a couple days ago that they had experienced an outage. Now, this outage lasted 6.5 hours, but there's a double-edged sword to Solana having a Twitter handle that says Solana status. Folks, you guys have to understand something here. If your blockchain is going down so much that you need to have a Twitter handle just to notify people when things are hitting the fan, woo! That is not necessarily a bad thing. But when we start to look at this in hindsight, I do think they are at least being transparent about it, right? As far as we know. So it is a double-edged sword. I'm no fan of Solana. I'll stop there. We've got something going on here. I polled the community this morning, and really, we had some great replies. What part of the cycle do you guys think we're in as far as the crypto markets are concerned? Well, you know, I think we're out of this desperation. I think we're out of the fear. I think we're out of the panic, right? And we'll go over some of this at the very end. Maybe the markets are just not for me, okay? Despondency, depression. Personally, I think we're somewhere in the middle of capitulation, possibly panic, or capitulation and depression. I would say that we are somewhere in here. And hopefully we are nearing this point where we can start to see some hope soon, right? Let's look at the responses and just kind of see what the community is saying. How about not caring, just continuing to support the projects? Absolutely. I love that. That's a much better chart than the simple Gartner hype cycle. Thank you, Baroness. Good to see you. Somewhere in between depression and hope, but we should have clarity by the beginning of Q1 of next year. Pomfo, I'm definitely feeling like at this point we're approaching the market definitely isn't for me. I get you, man. I feel you. I think depression mode, LOL. You know, so we're seeing a lot of this capitulation, depression, you know, so it is what it is. We got some 10,000 to 12,000 Bitcoin speculation here. Depression, it is what it is. So I'm seeing a lot of this capitulation and depression, just kind of like what I'm feeling too. You know, I'm feeling the same emotions as everybody else. But let's get on to the top 10 tokens by most commits. So we have seen ICP with 210 GitHub commits this last week. Incredible. Ethereum really dominating for us. We have seen XYO really kind of hanging out in this chart for a long time on Coin Commit. Really, we're seeing Sushi, Keep, Flow, Cardano, Mask, Mina, Ness. So we're seeing a lot of interest in developers building on these networks. So that's important to note. We got an interesting article, and this was beautifully done by Martina. And she is a writer at Fast Blocks. And her title of her article was Dominic Williams, AVAX subnets are misleading for blockchain community. And if you guys don't know about Avalanche, basically what they have done was they partnered up with this very rogue legal firm, which went on to use or abuse class action lawsuits against crypto foundations and other cryptocurrencies to basically acquire trade secrets and things like that, presumably to help build up their own platform, because they're just lacking something called innovation and smarts, in my opinion. Really, folks, Avalanche is claiming that they are like the godfathers of subnets, and really, we have seen that Avalanche didn't start talking about subnets until April of 2022. Dfinity had already cemented this into their architecture of their blockchain, prior to May of 2021. So, Avalanche, it's just such a really sketchy organization that I refuse to invest any of my own money into it. You guys can pause the screen and just read this little snippet here if you'd like. We've got a great tweet by Kyle the Chartist, and this is AKA Crypto TA. He has a really nice retweet here. Everybody complaining about Bitcoin mining, things like that. Like, I get ICP's proof of stake. I like proof of stake. I like proof of work. But I just thought this was kind of an interesting graphic. We've got Bitcoin mining, and then we got gold mining. And really, when it comes down to it, really, you cannot mine gold off of solar energy. But you could mine Bitcoin off solar energy, right? Or a lot of Bitcoin off solar energy. You guys can see how much more destructive to the environment this is. So, I like that tweet, right? I like the tweet a lot. Let's get into the charts. And we're talking internet computer here. You guys can see, whenever you're looking at this weekly chart, also be wary of it, because TradingView is very misleading. Internet computer only got up to about $450, somewhere in that neighborhood, but they've got it stretching up all the way to $877, and this changes on whatever time frame you're looking at. Little rant I have about TradingView. This is where we're kind of left off the last time I did TA on ICP. Really, folks, we are still in this symmetrical triangle squeeze, and we are still squeezing. So I think that by October 10th, a decision is going to be made with the markets as to what possibly could happen. And let's just go ahead here and get rid of all that. And we can see that right now, price action is still pretty far away from this Ichimoku cloud. The last time we were, somewhat in this distance, we saw a little bit of a downturn. I'm just thinking this time, like, man, it would be nice to see ICP do a little pump. After all, we have been holding and really trading sideways since June of 2022. So this is important. We have not really seen any significant gains, but we do have a symmetrical triangle squeeze that is happening. Let's throw up a little time sequence to see if we can uncover anything here. So bear with me here. 1 second. I'm just going to dial this in. Really, when it comes down to it, we're still looking at the week of October 31st, quite possibly. I'm not really liking this right now. So we're going to switch to a daily chart and see if we can kind of refine this a little bit. So with that said, let's just go ahead and move these goalposts. And we're still talking, okay, November 15th-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. Right now on the daily chart, I like to see it when price action breaches the Ichimoku cloud, and I like to see price action above this Ichimoku cloud up in this area. So what I'm hoping happens is that this symmetrical triangle squeeze places an upward move, and I'm really hoping that we're going to be testing this 50 moving average within the next few days, in my opinion. And we'll do some more time sequence on this in just a second. But if we can break this 50 moving average, it gives us a clear shot through this skinnier portion of the Ichimoku cloud. And I would hope that we'd see price kind of work its way up, maybe to this 200 moving average. And it might happen somewhere, in the neck of the woods of November 15th. We may see something like this occur. And man, how cool would it be to see ICP trading at about this $8.50 level? Right now it's at $6.15, somewhere in there. These are just my hopes, but on the daily chart, price is close enough to the Ichimoku cloud that we could see some sort of drop. And I just want to clear these charts here and run a little bit of a quasi Gartley pattern or something like that. So bear with me 1 second. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate if the price goes down here, folks. So with that said, we'll measure from point A down to X here. And what I'm looking for is for price to come up to this 61.8. It doesn't look like it. I'm wondering if we scoot X down here, if that changes anything. Not really. So let's go ahead and maybe move A down to this point here. I mean, you can see a breach of the 61.8. I'm not sure what was going on right here, but like I said, I'm just trying to make sense of what could possibly be happening right now. So we would have a B confirmation here, and then what I want to do is look for a confirmation. Excuse me, this was a C confirmation here, a B confirmation. I don't usually want to see price go down lower than the 786, measuring from X to A. We have really rested upon this. So if we're seeing some sort of harmonic pattern or something of that nature, I could see ICP maybe even dropping down to this $4.81-ish level. It is what it is, right? So I'm hoping that's not the case. $4.50, $4.80, somewhere in that neighborhood if that happens. Because in my opinion, price is in a position on the daily chart to kind of retrace a little bit. So it is what it is, and that's just kind of what I'm thinking right now for the charts. So thanks again for watching, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at in the world. Stick around for this plethora video on the end screen, and we'll see you guys all on the next video.